Here at Eldridge Park for Game 19 with the Bourne Braves. Welcome into pregame Tomahawk Talk. I'm Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, joined by Gotkin and Devon, Jarvis. The Braves will take on the Orleans Firebirds for the third time this season. Last night we won 10-1 over at YD Red Sox.
Probably, you could say, the biggest win of the season so far for the Braves. The Red Sox entered the game as the best team in the league, and Bourne just dominated from the start. 6 runs in the second inning. That's the new biggest inning of the season for this offense. The pitching was incredible throughout. Matt Shorey went 5 shutout innings, and from the first inning until the 9th, they continued to play. And, as the game went on, the bats continued to produce quality at-bats, and the pitchers out of the bullpen were really good. So, this team is really firing on all cylinders right now because that win was the 4th in a row for the squad.
Let's talk about the pitching tonight. Talk to me about who we have on the mound for Bourne.
We've got Zach Konstantinovsky getting his second start of the season. It will be his 4th appearance, and last time out he pitched against Harwich. The Bourne Braves lost that game, but it was not due to Konstantinovsky's pitching. He pitched 2 innings, only 1 run unearned, so he pitched really well. Colucci also came in after him. He's hot again today as well, so we could see those in tandem against Orleans, but this could be a really good game for Bourne to continue their hot pitching staff. Just last week, they were 10th in the league in team ERA. Right now, they're 7th. So they've majorly stepped it up and are doing great strides to help this team pitching and eventually lead to wins.
Well, let's talk about the other side for Orleans. What can we expect from them tonight?
Well, it's Itsuki Takamoto on the mound for the Firebirds, and this is a guy who is a veteran to the Cape. He was the Cape Cod League Pitcher of the Year last season as a bullpen arm, had an ERA that was really low. This season, he is a starter, and he hasn't been as good. So, we'll see what he can do today. It's still a good start to this season, but nowhere close to the ERA he was at last year, below 2. So, he's really a tough pitcher to hit against. He's a Japanese-born player. He throws 6 different pitches. So, he's a tough guy to time up, but when he's on, and he's really good.
Well, first pitch will be at 6:30 here from Eldridge Park, but don't go anywhere. More pregame coverage coming up next. Ariel Tamir-Pinsky now joined by Lyle Alenstein. Lyle, this is our 3rd time playing Orleans. We've been successful the first 2 times, winning both games.
Yeah, 2-0. You look at this team, they got that win right before the losing streak. But other than that, this team has been really hot. But they beat them the first 2 times pretty comfortably. Last time they had beaten a team 2 times was Chatham. But then they fell to the Anglers right there. They don't want that same result today. Hoping to make it 3-0 against the Firebirds.
Talking about winning, we're on a 4-game win streak right now.
Dare I say it, Bourne might be the hottest team in the league, knocking off what was the hottest team in the league yesterday, YD Red Sox, who had that 9-game winning streak. This team's got all the roster pretty much all set. The pitching's been great. The fielding's been great. The bats really came alive yesterday, 10 runs. This is the team that's just below 500, 8-9-1. Firebirds are struggling. They're 7-10-1. This is a really good opportunity to keep it going today.
Well, thanks for joining me, Lyle. First pitch will be at 6:30 here from Eldridge Park, but don't go anywhere. More pregame coverage coming up next. Ariel Tamir-Pinsky now joined by Nick Rose from Illinois. Nick, you were 1 for 2 last night, 3 rocks. What was your approach at the plate getting deep into the count?
Honestly, I was just trying to hit the fastball. Their guys kind of struggled with command a little bit, and I just tried to stay aggressive, early in the count, and I didn't really get my pitch and happened to get some walks, so good things happen. And
you're coming here from Canada. What's the experience been like playing here in the States?
It's awesome. I always love coming here. It's my 2nd summer here, so it's definitely a lot different. The opportunity is awesome just to come to the States and, kind of play with the chip on my shoulder a little bit and represent, my country, so I'm always grateful for that.
And you guys are on a 4-game win streak right now. What's been working for this team that you guys want to keep going?
Just having fun, playing loose, listening to a lot of reggae on BP. Just trying to, keep it fun and, you play loose and, you have fun when you play loose. So, that's about it. So.
Well, thanks for joining me. Good luck.
The Bourne Braves are the hottest team in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Coming into tonight, the Bravos have won 4 in a row, and they look to continue their hot streak on the road here at Eldridge Park against the Orleans Firebirds. Hello, everyone, and welcome into the broadcast. I'm Gotkin alongside Devon, Jarvis. We're getting going in just a moment, and we will tell you all about this game when we come back from the national anthem in a second.
The Orleans Firebirds. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please rise and remove your caps for the singing of the national anthem. Tonight's singer is Haley Labden. Haley is a sophomore at the College of the Holy Cross and is thrilled to be home for the summer and singing for the Firebirds. While double majoring and studying music, she's enjoying gigging across Cape Cod and creating her own music. She hopes you enjoy this beautiful Cape Cod night, and go Birds!
Oh, say, can you see its last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
With that, we are just about ready to get things going on this Sunday evening, game 19 of the Cape League season. The Bourne Braves enter today at 8-9-1. The Orleans Firebirds 7-10-1. Devon, why don't you go ahead and give us today's starting lineups?
Absolutely. We begin with the Bourne Braves, where Riker Waite leads off playing shortstop. Gavin Kelly's batting second, playing left field. Cam Kojal's batting third, playing first base. Batting cleanup is Kahio Aloy, the right fielder. Logan Hughes is batting fifth and playing designated hitter. Batting sixth is Brayden Holcomb, playing third base. Nick Groves is batting seventh and playing center field. Ryan Cooney is batting eighth and playing second base. And Jimmy Keenan is playing catcher, batting ninth. And for the other side, the Orleans Firebirds, Anthony Potestio leads off. He's the right fielder. Michael O'Shaughnessy has played in every game for the Firebirds. He continues that streak today, playing first base, batting second. Elijah Iquez is the shortstop today, batting third. Batting cleanup is Robbie Levy, the left fielder. Alejandro Garza is playing third base, batting fifth. Cashel Duggar is batting sixth, playing third base. Kyle Johnson makes his debut for the Firebirds, playing center field, batting seventh. Batting eighth is Luke Nixon, playing second base. And rounding out the lineup is Dawson Bryce, the designated hitter, batting ninth.
On the mound today for the Firebirds, it's Itsuki Takamoto, the right-hander out of the University of Hawaii. Last season, he was the Cape Cod League Pitcher of the Year. Mainly got his work done out of the bullpen. This year, he's a starter. He has started in 3 games this season, has gone exactly 10 innings, has an 0-2 record. Takamoto has given up 6 hits. He's walked 9, and he has struck out 5. He's given up 5 runs, 4 of them earned. Takamoto has not given up any home runs. His last start was against Wareham exactly a week ago. The Firebirds lost that game 6-4. Itsuki was given the loss. He went 3 innings, gave up 1 hit. 2 runs, 1 was earned. He walked 3 and struck out 2. Takamoto went just 54 pitches in that outing. He goes up against Riker Waite, Gavin Kelly, and Cam Kojal here in the first inning. Your umpires today, it's Joseph Caraco behind home plate calling balls and strikes. Mike Rabideau is at first, and Glenn Stewart is at third. The Braves are wearing their road blue uniforms with gray pants, red letters and numbers with white trim. For the Firebirds, it's their black home jerseys, the penny-looking jerseys, so no sleeves. They have red undershirts on with white pants, white letters, and red trim. Takamoto, the right-hander from Osaka, Japan, looks in, facing off against the left-handed hitting Riker Waite. First pitch misses low on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, and the count 1-0. Waite a switch hitter, but from the left side against the right-handed pitcher. Takamoto has a huge pitch arsenal, goes fastball, changeup, cutter, slider, curveball. His 1-0 in for a strike, another fastball, that time an inch or two higher at the knees. Takamoto comes from the University of Hawaii. He is draft eligible. As the pitch, a looping curveball runs in and hits Waite. That's the second time in as many games that Riker Waite has been hit by a pitch to get things going. He was hit by a pitch in the first yesterday, and Bourne has its leadoff man on for Gavin Kelly.
Also has 6 hit by pitches now on this season. He's really good at drawing dangerous pitches near him, and he's been oh so good at it this season, getting on base in a variety of ways.
Kelly, the right-handed hitter out of West Virginia, he's playing in left field today. The first pitch, called strike on a fastball low and outside, 0-1. The Firebirds infield shifted to the left. The third baseman, shortstop, and second baseman all to the left of second base. Takamoto comes to the belt. Here's the delivery. Kelly fouls it off down the right field line, out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Kelly yesterday came in as a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 8th for John LeGrand. He was hit by a pitch and then got all the way to third base before being stranded there. Long look in from Takamoto as there was an issue with the scoreboard. The count is actually 0-2, not 1-1. Here's the pitch. Kelly fouls it off again. He continues to stay alive, fought off that pitch that was well outside. Kelly's hitting .267 on the season, joined the team a couple weeks late, but has made a big impact. Again, he's playing in left today, but he's played in the infield as well and can catch if needed. The stretch and a pickoff to first. Riker Waite back in standing. He is a very fast runner, 8 for 8 on the base pass this season. That's second on the team in steals behind Braden Holcomb, who leads the squad with 9. Here's the 0-2. Fastball upstairs, throw back to first, and a head-first dive for Riker Waite. The throw is a little bit high, but Michael O'Shaughnessy did a good job to leap up and make sure that ball didn't get past him and down the right field line. Eldridge Park has got very interesting dimensions. 314 down the right field line, 434 in center, and 300 down the left field line. Kelly hits the 1-2 to the right side, caught by O'Shaughnessy, and then he touches the bag right away. An unassisted double play by the first baseman, Michael O'Shaughnessy. You can't get any more unlucky for that if you're Kevin Kelly, and you can't get any more lucky if you're the Orleans Firebirds.
Yeah, just an excellent defensive play. There's a lot of skill that goes into that beyond just luck. O'Shaughnessy with a really tough grab there to his left side.
That brings up the number 3 hitter, Cam Kojal. He made his debut for the Braves yesterday after playing last season. He shows bunt, puts it down, foul down the third base line. Kojal is one of the guys who was with the team from start to finish last year. And he's had a very busy start to the summer. His Arkansas Razorbacks made it to his hometown of Omaha. Kojal then played with Team USA, played there July 4th, slept 2 hours, and came up here, played yesterday. The pitch misses upstairs on a fastball. The count 1-1. Kojal in his debut yesterday went 1 for 4. He also walked once and struck out twice. He had 1 strikeout looking, 1 swinging. From the stretch, here's the 1-1. Kojal fouls it off down the third base line. The count 1-2. No outs, no score here. Sorry, 2 outs, no score here in the top of the first inning. Braves on a 4-game winning streak. They're 2-0 against the Firebirds this season. Going to keep both those streaks going. Here's the set. And the 1-2. This is low and inside on a changeup, and count moves even to 2-2. Takamoto on the mound is a two-way player at school, also plays second base, but only pitching this summer as he did last year. The high kick in the 2-2. Called strike 3 on a fastball at the knees. Itsuki Takamoto gets into a little bit of trouble to start the game, hitting the leadoff man, but then a double play and a strikeout looking puts Bourne down with the minimum coming to the plate. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning with no score, and Zach Konstantinovsky heading to the mound for his second start of the summer for Bourne.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Bottom of the first inning from Eldridge Park. No score between the Bourne Braves and the Orleans Firebirds. The home squad's bats about to head to the plate for the first time. It's Zach Konstantinovsky, who gets his second start of the summer. His last one was exactly 1 week ago against the Harwich Mariners. The right-hander out of Rutgers went 2 innings. He allowed 1 run, however, it was unearned. He gave up just 1 hit. The 1 run came after a sac fly scored. The run was unearned because of a passed ball. It's Anthony Potestio, Michael O'Shaughnessy, and Elijah Eakins to the plate for the Firebirds. Potestio, a left-handed hitter, makes his way into the box. He's hitting .300 on the season. He's walked 8 times. All you can ask for a leadoff man. The right-hander Konstantinovsky comes into the wind. The pitch swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, out of play, in the count 0-1. Konstantinovsky made 2 appearances out of the bullpen before his first start of the summer. Came in games 3 and 8 of the season. From the wind, here's the pitch. Upstairs, a ball on the fastball. Konstantinovsky's pitch mix, he goes fastball, changeup, slider, curveball. His fastball sits in the high 80s, low 90s. The pitch, a looper outside, a ball. And it's 2-1. Konstantinovsky's first outing was his worst of the summer. He gave up 2 earned runs in 2 innings. Hasn't given up an earned run since. The pitch swung on and popped up straight back over our heads and out of play.
He, like a lot of this Bourne pitching staff, has grown to become stronger as this season's gone on. You look at this win streak, it's from better pitching performances, and Konstantinovsky has certainly grown as a player from his first relief appearance.
The count 2-2. The wind of the pitch. Swung on, belted right field, and down for a base hit. It's a leadoff single for Anthony Potestio. And just like the Bourne Braves did, the Orleans Firebirds have their leadoff man on. So Michael O'Shaughnessy stands to the plate. Another left-handed hitter, the first baseman. He's the only Firebird to play in every game this summer. And he's had a very interesting season in those 18 games. He's hitting .242 and then leads the league in runs scored, walks, and strikeouts. First pitch, a called strike on a slider upstairs, 0-1. O'Shaughnessy has scored 18 runs. He's walked 18 times and struck out 24 times. He's got just 4 RBIs in that span and 3 extra base hits. Pitch, big swing and a miss on a pitch that bounced off the plate. A nice changeup, and Konstantinovsky ahead 0-2. From the stretch, the right-hander sets at the belt and picks off to first. Back in with the head-first dive is Potestio. Runner at first base has 2 steals this season. He hasn't been caught yet. O'Shaughnessy yesterday added on to his walk total with 2 of them and also had 2 Ks. The pitch, upstairs fastball at 90 miles an hour. O'Shaughnessy also added to his run total yesterday as he scored a run. It was a wild game for the Firebirds, an 8-8 tie against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks as the pitch is swung on and lifted high in the air down the left field line. Kelly moving over, and he watches it drop out of play.
That game yesterday was a big comeback, too. Orleans came down from 8-1 to eventually tie. this offense has been getting going for the Firebirds and has a tough task today against one of the league's hottest pitching staffs.
Orleans was down 8-1 in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch misses low, and another ball to O'Shaughnessy. The Firebirds scored 5 in the top of the fifth and 2 in the top of the seventh. The Harborhawks didn't score after they went up 8-1. The pitch hit foul over the Braves dugout down the third base side. Count still 2-2 to O'Shaughnessy. It's a very windy day out here on the Cape. The wind is blowing in. Definitely nicer weather than the last time we were here. It was 100 degrees. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball at 89 miles an hour, up and in. And Konstantinovsky gets his first K of the evening and his first out here in the bottom of the first.
It's not a very fast fastball for Konstantinovsky, but he gets so much break on it, and that's why we've seen it fool O'Shaughnessy right there. A great pitch that has worked to his advantage a lot this season.
Elijah Iquez stands in, the right-handed hitter. Pick off the first. Back in with a head-first dive is Potestio. Iquez leads the Firebirds in batting average. He's hitting .294 on the summer. He, like O'Shaughnessy, has walked and struck out a ton, 13 and 17 times respectively. Here's the set and the pitch. Called strike on a changeup outside. It's quickly 0-1. A pick off the first, and Potestio caught in a pickle. Here's the second baseman, Cooney. He sends it to the pitcher, Konstantinovsky. Now it's the shortstop, Waite. Another throw. This time it is Ryan Cooney who runs between first and second and tags Potestio on the back. So now, Devon, did you keep track of that?
1, 3, 4, 1, 6, 4.
Well, I'd like to write that down, but I have just lost my pen. Never mind, got it. Let's go again. What was that ground out?
1, 3, 4, 1, 6, 4.
That's what I should say. Not a ground out, a pickoff attempt, but 1, 3, 4, 1, 6, 4 pickoff, and there's the second out. The count's still 0-1 to Iquez. The pitch just outside on a slider. That was the first time this year that Potestio has been caught stealing. But Iquez wants to continue this first inning. The wind of the pitch. Up and outside a fastball. 2-1. Bourne also got its leadoff man on to start the game, but a double play got Riker Waite out, and then Bourne ended up bringing the minimum to the plate. Orleans wants to bring up at least 4. The pitch fouled off over the third base side and out of play. Iquez had a solid day offensively yesterday, 3 for 5 with an RBI. It's a very similar lineup as last night for the Firebirds. The pitch swung on and driven into center field. Nick Groves moves in a few steps, looks up, and brings it in for out number 3. So the Firebirds get a leadoff single, but a pickoff, and they go down 1, 2, 3. That does it for the first inning. No score. We're into the second on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network and Cape League TV.
And the drivers are paying more attention to the game license scoreboard than if there's somebody in front of them in the road.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, Dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts. Milton Rents, your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Kahio Aloy leads off the top of the second inning for the Bourne Braves. The native Hawaiian taking on Itsuki Takamoto, the starting pitcher for the Firebirds, who plays at the University of Hawaii. Right on right. Here's the kick in the first pitch. Fastball upstairs, a ball, and the count 1-0.
A lot of Hawaii representation in today's game, Adam, between Iquez and Takamoto, and of course the home state for Aloy. Quite a few.
Well, Takamoto plays at Hawaii. He's originally from much further away in Japan. As the 1-0 is hit hard towards third. It takes a hop into the glove of Garza. He throws to first, and it's in time for out number 1. So Itsuki Takamoto's got 4 up, 4 down to start. As I was saying, he is originally from Japan, and we have a Japanese media television station in attendance today, the Tokyo Broadcast Center, a Japanese company that is mainly based out of the U.S., is covering Takamoto. They mainly cover the Dodgers and the Yankees, but decided to come to the Cape. First pitch to Logan Hughes. This is outside.
Were you able to find out why the Yankees?
They've had some Japanese players in the past.
True.
Tanaka,
yep,
one of their top pitchers for a while. Here's the high kick in the pitch. Upstairs, a ball on the changeup. You also have to just imagine that the Yankees brand travels anywhere. It doesn't matter the country. People are going to care about the Yankees. Here's the pitch. Called strike on a fastball at the knees. Seems like Joseph Carrasco is definitely calling a lot of strikes on those low pitches to start. We're in the top of the second. 1 out, no score. The 2-2 to Hughes is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Actually, sorry, that's the 2-1. They had the scoreboard wrong. Now it's 2-2. See if Hughes can bounce back. The pitch outside, and it's 3-2. We've had some scoreboard issues today, and it's already tough for us to keep track of the count. And where we're situated here, right behind the Bourne on deck circle, we actually can't see the scoreboard unless we kind of stand up. The payoff pitch hit hard towards the right side. A high hop into the belly of the second baseman, Nixon. He throws quickly to first, a short throw, and it's in time for out number 2. So a 5-3 grounds out and a 4-3 ground out starts the top of the second, and Braden Holcomb stands in.
Holcomb, off his arguably best game of the season yesterday, was really impressed with the way he was swinging the bat, hitting hard balls and balls into the outfield too, which is what he did at Vanderbilt and hadn't shown a lot of here in the Cape as of this season.
Holcomb went 2 for 5 yesterday, had a double and a single, both of his hits over 100 off the bat. Takamoto's first pitch, a very slow curveball, 66 miles an hour, and the count 0-1. Holcomb's been playing really well over the last week. He's hitting .333 in the last 7 days, but just .227 on the season. Kick in the pitch, fouled off. Holcomb said he didn't even feel as if he was slumping at the start of the season. It was just he was fouling off every fastball. Now he's starting to actually time them up better and put them in play. Hasn't really changed much, it's just those fastballs. He hasn't seen one yet, a curveball and a cutter. Called strike and a foul ball, the count 0-2. The set and the pitch. Outside, a quarter swing, and the appeal to first, but Mike Rabideau says that Holcomb held up. Holcomb has been great at working deep into counts. He has struck out 20 times this season, though. Most on the Braves. At the belt, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Went with a cutter down low, and Itsuki Takamoto gets a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the second, ends things off with his second K of the day. Into the bottom of the second, Firebirds send 4-5-6 to the plate. We'll be back in a moment on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network and Cape League TV.
Located at Three River Road on the way to Nauset Beach. The exhibit features the
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Bottom of the second inning from Eldridge Park. It's 4-5-6 to the plate for the Orleans Firebirds. Bobby Levy leads things off. The left fielder, Zach Konstantinovsky, back out onto the mound after a 1-2-3 in the first. He got the second out on a pickoff after a leadoff walk. The first pitch to Levy misses low, and the count 1-0. Levy went 2 for 6 yesterday with an RBI. He leads the Firebirds in RBIs with 11. The pitch, a swing and a miss. The count even at a ball and a strike. Levy's hitting .277 on the year. As the pitch is swung on and missed. Changeup at the knees. 1-2. Levy also leads the Firebirds in doubles with 3 of them. From the wind, here's the pitch. A half swing, the appeal to third, and Glenn Stewart says that he went. So Robbie Levy goes down swinging to start the bottom of the second. That's the second strikeout for Zach Konstantinovsky.
3 swing and a miss pitches right there. Konstantinovsky getting a lot of chase from these batters. It's extremely impressive.
Konstantinovsky has retired the last 3 batters. Now he faces Alejandro Garza. First pitch swung on and hit towards short. A quick hop into the glove of Waite. He takes 2 side shuffles and fires to first in time for the second out.
It's a really tough play from Riker Waite. It bounced maybe a foot in front of where he fielded it. Those are almost the hardest to field, and he makes it look really easy, such a special defender.
Cashel Duggar stands in, the catcher. He went 1 for 5 yesterday with a double, hitting .250 on the season. The lefty stands in. First pitch. Fastball inside, a called strike, 0-1. I had never heard of the name Cashel before today. I looked up to see if there are any notable cashers, or Cashel, I should say, and there's not many. As the pitch is grounded towards first, Hughes takes it and steps on the bag for out number 3. So we'll maybe talk about some more Cashels later on, but
I was going to say
that does it for the second inning. We'll maybe talk some more Cashel when we come back in the third. No score, a very quick first 2 innings. We'll step aside. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
Don't miss any of the action this summer. Download the free Cape League TV app for all the game action.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Nick Groves leads things off for the Bourne Braves in the top of the third inning. There's no score. Itsuki Takamoto's back out onto the mound. He's been really solid so far. Here's the first pitch. Groves fouls it off down the third base line. It was a great day yesterday for Bourne center fielder. He went 1 for 2 with 3 RBIs and walked 3 times. Here's the pitch. Just misses low. Wind's starting to die down a little bit as Takamoto winds and fires. Fouled off over the third base dugout. 1-2 the count. Groves walked in the 3rd, 7th, and 8th innings yesterday. He didn't score a run after any of those walks, though. He only came in after his double. Has moved up 2 spots in the lineup today after batting 9th yesterday. Kicking the pitch. Ground ball back up the middle, fielded by the shortstop Iquez. He fires to first in time for out number 1, and Itsuki Takamoto continues to roll.
Just like last time at Eldridge Park, we're seeing a very slow ball game between these two sides. It was a 2-1 final score. It was only 1 run in the first 5, and it seems to be on a similar trajectory at the moment.
The number 8 hitter, Ryan Cooney, stands in. Takamoto's pitch is fouled off, the catcher Duggar. Cooney yesterday came in as a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 7th inning. Came in Riker Waite's spot and went 0 for 2 with a ground out to third and a fly out to center. Here's the pitch. Fastball high. Cooney's hitting 111 on the season in 10 games. We've got no score here in the top of the 3rd. Braves offense, which has been on fire recently, looking to get going. Pitch misses inside. Count 2-1. Bourne yesterday had 10 runs, a season high. That included a 6-run second inning, which was also a season high. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled straight back. It's 2-2. The game before yesterday, Bourne scored a 5-run 6th inning. That was the highest inning or highest run count in an inning this season. So back-to-back days where Bourne has broken that record. Takamoto the set, the kick, and the pitch. Fouled straight off the plate and back towards the on-deck circle.
What's interesting, Adam, is in these last 2 games, you can argue it's the best offensive game for each of those, the top 2 of the season for Bourne, but it was concentrated runs. They weren't threatening in every inning. It was a lot of runs in 1 inning and a lot of runs in another. Not as much spread out.
From the belt, the high kick and the pitch. Inside. Count runs full. It's 3-2 to Cooney.
I say that because we haven't seen any threat from the runners today for the Braves, and maybe it's just to come in a later inning, more concentrated.
Bourne has one base runner so far. It was Riker Waite, who is out in a double play. The set and the pitch. Inside, ball 4. Bourne has its first base runner since its first batter. And the Braves' only man who has yet to come to the plate makes his way to the dish. It's the catcher, Jimmy Keenan. And this is a very cool moment for him, stepping to the dish against his former roommate last summer, Itsuki Takamoto. Keenan also making his first appearance back at Eldridge Park since he played for the Firebirds last year. He did not appear when these teams met here earlier in the season. Right on right. Here's the first pitch. Called strike on a fastball upstairs. You got to think that Keenan knows Takamoto's stuff very well, not just because they lived together, but also because he caught him for a lot of last season. From the belt, here's the low kick in the pitch, and misses low.
What's cool is they're still very good friends as well, Adam. Texting almost every day. You don't often get that with your roommates for a summer, so it's a special relationship these two have, and it's great to watch unfold here on the opposite sides.
It's not just a special roommate relationship. It's special because of who Takamoto is as the pitch. Misses low. As a native of Japan, Takamoto hadn't lived on the mainland U.S. until last summer. Went to the University of Hawaii, which is, of course, still in the United States of America, but, of course, not exactly the same as the continental U.S., and Takamoto learned a lot from Keenan. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. It's 2-2. Keenan joked that him and Takamoto exchanged some phrases of their native languages. They also spent almost every minute together. They would go to the beach together. They were almost inseparable. One gone, the 2-2. Hit hard to the right side and through for a base hit. Cooney gets the stop sign at second. And so it's a single for Jimmy Keenan against his former roommate. And Bourne has its first hit of the day. And for the first time today, multiple runners on. It's men on first and second for the top of the order and Riker Waite.
Really great at bat from Keenan. He's struggled a lot with swing and misses recently. 19 strikeouts on the season in just his 11th game. So to see him fight in an at bat and put a ball into the outfield is huge.
Riker Waite was hit by a pitch back in the first. He watches the first pitch in, a fastball at 90 miles an hour on the outside part of the zone. Waite had 3 RBIs yesterday. He's been so good since being put in the leadoff spot. He takes a changeup low. Waite is the only Bourne Brave who has hit for the season cycle. 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. The set in the pitch. Bouncer towards the right side, moving over as Nixon. His only play is to first. And that's out number 2, but both runners advance. It's Ryan Cooney to third, Jimmy Keenan to second, and Gavin Kelly, who stands in with a chance to bring home the first run of the game.
I would still say a productive at-bat from Riker Waite. Advancing those 2 guys gives Gavin Kelly a really good chance to draw first blood here against Orleans. It seems like it's shaking out to be a low-scoring game, so even one run can make a huge difference.
Kelly, the right-handed hitter, digs into the box. No score in the top of the third. First pitch bounces off the plate and into the chest of the catcher, Duggar. Ryan Cooney at third base. He's yet to score a run this season. Jimmy Keenan at second. He has crossed home just once. Gavin Kelly has 1 RBI. Here's the pitch. Taken low. Outside as well. It's 2-0. Kelly has been playing great as of recent. He's gotten a hit in a bunch of games in the last week. The pitch. fouled off over the first base fans. A big crowd tonight here at Eldridge Park. A bunch of people on the hill down the first base line, and some fans out in center field, and even some down the third base line. It's mainly the visiting Bourne contingent. Here's the set and the pitch. In for a strike. Went with the off speed, a curveball. It's 2-2. Takamoto can get out of the third here. There's two in scoring position. Cooney at third, Keenan at second. 2 outs. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off once again. Out of play down the first base line. Braves are playing their best ball of the season. They've won 4 in a row. The last time they played the Firebirds was the win that kick-started this winning streak and ended Bourne's 5-game losing streak. Here's the pitch. Hit down the right field line. That's a fair ball. Cooney comes in to score. Keenan gets the wave, and he's in. It's a 2 RBI single for Gavin Kelly, and Bourne leads 2-0 here in the top of the third.
You could tell with the first at-bat from Kelly, he was seeing pitches extremely well. Almost hits the exact same ball as he did last time, where it was caught by Michael O'Shaughnessy. This time gets through for 2 RBIs. He's swinging the bat especially well and makes it look bigger than just a small baseball.
So Cam Kojal stands in with Kelly on first and 2 outs. His team up 2-0 in the top of the third. Kojal went down looking to end the top of the first in his first at-bat. First pitch, a fastball up and outside. Kojal just came from Team USA. He grew up playing for the U.S. national team and had a very special time down in North Carolina. He got to room with Rock Chalowski, the UCLA shortstop, national shortstop of the year, and former Firebird. Pitch outside, and it's 2-0. Chalowski was originally on the Orleans roster for this season, but it sounds like he will not be coming. But Kojal said that it was so cool to be able to spend that time with him, pick his brain, and just learn so much from one of the best guys in the country. The set in the 2-0. Lifted in the air towards center field. That's down, and it's a base hit for Kojal. Back-to-back singles for the Braves. They've got a 2-out rally going here in the top of the third.
Offense has clearly been contagious for the Bourne Braves in their 4-game win streak. You've seen it today. When one person can find success, the players who follow him also do. And that's why you see these really, really big innings, Adam. It's brewing right now, and the Braves look really good.
So a visit out to the mound for Kelly Nicholson, the Orleans manager, and he points to the bullpen. So the day done for Itsuki Takamoto. He saw the minimum until he walked a man with 1 out in the top of the third, and after that, his day comes to an end. So a new pitcher in for the Firebirds. We'll tell you about him when we come back. The Braves lead it 2-0 in the top of the third. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
Number 47, Truman Pauly.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast, so you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
The new pitcher into the game for the Orleans Firebirds is a right-hander out of Harvard, Truman Pauly. He goes fastball, changeup, slider, and so far this summer, the very smart right-hander has an ERA of 7.59. He has pitched in 10 2/3 innings, given up 12 runs, 9 of them earned. He has walked 5, struck out 11, and given up 14 hits. Pauly's last outing was against the Bourne Braves. It was the last time that these teams met back on Wednesday. Bourne won that game 7-3, and Truman Pauly went 2 innings, gave up 1 run. He faces off against Cahillo Aloy with runners on first and second and 2 outs. The Braves up 2-0. First pitch for the right-handed hitter is in for a strike, a fastball at 94 miles an hour at the knees. Aloy grounded out to third base, his first time up back in the second. His team up 2-0. Another hit for Aloy could give his team a lead by even more. A pitch upstairs. Aloy has gotten a bunch of hits over the last week. He's hitting .381. He's got 5 RBIs in just 5 games. This is his 5th start of the season. One of the games he appeared in, he came in as a pinch hitter in the 9th. Pauly comes set. Looks back to second. The pitch. A ball inside. Itsuki Takamoto left with his line being 2 2/3 innings pitched. He gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 1 and struck out 2, but the runners on first and second are to Takamoto's name. Big lead at second for Kelly. The pitch fouled off over the first base side. Count 2-1 to Aloy. He had another hit over 100 miles an hour off the bat yesterday. Bourne had 4 hits in triple digits yesterday. They were just mashing baseballs in the 10-1 win over YD.
5 hits at 99 or faster, too.
Braves up 2-0 early in the top of the 3rd. The pitch, Aloy fouls back a fastball at 95, well high of the zone. The count 2-2.
It's really exciting to see Cahillo Aloy here at Eldridge Park. It's a ballpark crafted for the powerful righty. A short porch in left field could see home runs as short as 300 feet. We saw one last time from Logan Hughes, only go 330 feet.
Hughes stands on deck. The 2-2 to Cahillo Aloy. Look back to second in the pitch. He misses inside on a slider. The count full, 3-2. I asked Aloy about the dimensions of this field during batting practice, and he said, I'm just going to try and hit it hard. I'm not going to try and do anything different. Just do what he's been doing this season, and that's worked. Pauly sets. Looks back to second. Payoff pitch, runner's going. It misses outside on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Ball 4, and that loads the bases. It's Logan Hughes who stands in
from Texas Tech, number 14, Logan
with
Hughes.
ducks all around the pond here in the top of the 3rd. Gavin Kelly on third base, Cam Kojal on second, and Cahillo Aloy on first. As you just said, Devon, Logan Hughes hit a home run the last time he played at this field, and that came in the 9th inning and gave Bourne the 2-1 lead that ended up being the final score. Pauly looking to put him down. First pitch. Called strike on a slider up and outside at 82. It's 0-1. Hughes has 7 RBIs this season. He had 1 yesterday. The pitch popped up, straight back and out of play. Hughes' RBI yesterday came in the 2nd inning on a double. Right now he's got 3 runners on. Kelly the lead runner, And then 2 Arkansas Razorbacks behind him, Cam Kojal and Yahio Aloy. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball upstairs. Strike 3, and Truman Polly gets out of it.
2025 Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star
Turned up the heat, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and that does it for the top of the third. But Bourne gets 2 runs across on a Gavin Kelly single into right field. We're into the bottom of the third. It's 7-8-9 up for the Firebirds when we come back.
Cape Cod League website, CapeCodLeague.com.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Bottom of the third inning and bottom of the order up for the Firebirds. It's 7-8-9. Kyle Johnson, Luke Nixon, and Dawson Bryce. Zach Konstantinovsky back out onto the bump for the Braves for his third inning of work. He's done very quick work of Orleans, just 24 pitches through 2 innings. 17 of them have been strikes. Kyle Johnson, the center fielder, stands in. Right-hander out of Duke University. He hit .220 this past season for the Blue Devils. He is on his way to Virginia, though, as the first pitch is a called strike on a fastball upstairs. It's 0-1. Kyle Johnson is following the old Duke head coach Chris Pollard to Virginia. The wind in the pitch. Outside a ball. Johnson is expected to two-way up here on the Cape. That's something very, very rare within the Firebirds organization. As the pitch. This is outside. Count 2-1. You look at Itsuki Takamoto, the starter today for the Firebirds. He's a two-way in college, but just pitches on the Cape. The wind and the pitch. Popped up, straight back, and out of play. Kelly Nicholson is known to be a very old-school coach, so not too much of a surprise that he doesn't have too many two-way players, but one here at the plate. Johnson had an OPS of .851 with the Blue Devils this season. The pitch, upstairs, a ball, and it's 3-2, the count full to Kyle Johnson. Konstantinovsky comes set and looks in. From the wind, here it comes. This is outside, or no, very late called strike 3. Caranco just took his time to ring up Kyle Johnson on a fastball on the outside part of the plate, and it's the third strikeout for Konstantinovsky. So Luke Nixon stands in, the second baseman. Left-handed hitter digs into the box. Konstantinovsky bends his knees, comes into the wind and fires. Bunt shown, Nixon pulled it back. They appeal to third, and Gunn Stewart agrees that Nixon did not keep his bat forward. It was a big day last night for the Firebirds second baseman. Nixon went 2 for 5 with an RBI as the pitch is fouled straight back to the catcher Keenan. Nixon comes from NC State. He's a native of Wilmington, North Carolina. And the lefty, a small frame in the box, just 5'10", 162 pounds. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count 1-2. Nixon has gone down swinging 9 times this summer. Konstantinovsky already has 3 Ks today. From the wind, here's the pitch. Hit hard down the first base line. That's a fair ball, and that rolls into the corner. It rolls out of play and up onto the hill. So it's a ground rule double for Luke Nixon, as the netting does not extend all the way down the right field line. It stops just shy of the outfield wall, so it is an automatic double for Nixon. And the Firebirds have a runner in scoring position for the first time today, down by 2 in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
You can look at that as almost a savior in right field. A very speedy guy in Nixon was nearly rounding second by the time Kahio Aloy would have likely fielded the ball in right field. So instead of 3, it stays 2, almost a blessing.
Nixon has scored 3 runs this season, and Dawson Bryce stands in. Right-handed hitting DH has a very open stance and bends his knees. Konstantinovsky looks back to second and fires. Pitch misses outside. It's 1-0. Bryce hit a home run yesterday for the Firebirds, a part of a 1-for-4 outing. He's hitting just 188 on the season, though. That home run was his 2nd RBI of the year. The pitch gets past the catcher Keenan, and advancing 90 feet is Nixon.
I guess ball don't lie, Adam?
In what way?
Well, the ball prohibited Nixon from going for 3 bases.
I wouldn't say the ball lied. The ball told the truth. It just went out of play. It's a double. Ball don't lie would be like if the ref got the call wrong. Like, I think ball don't lie is if you're playing pickup basketball, a guy says he was fouled and then misses the free throw. That's ball don't lie. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball upstairs.
I'm almost looking at it as, in most other ballparks, that ball hit is a triple, except for Eldridge. So now the runner to 3rd evens that out.
Konstantinovsky winds and fires. That ball driven high in the air, deep towards left center field. Long run for Groves, and it bounces off the wall. Dawson Bryce is into second base standing up with an RBI double. And it's 2-1. Braves still in the lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Just a hammered ball to left center field. Dawson Bryce is seeing the ball with power extremely well in these last 2 games. Like you said, Adam, got that first home run of the season in yesterday's game. It's really special that you can have that much power from the bottom of your order and set your team up to come back in this game.
It's 2 doubles for the Firebirds, and they've cut Bourne's lead in half in the bottom of the 3rd, and the top of the order stands in. Anthony Potestio watches the first pitch, a fastball in for a strike. He hit a double back in the 1st inning. That was Orleans' only base runner until the Nixon leadoff double. Another hit here would potentially tie the game. Dawson Bryce at second has scored 3 runs this year. The pitch. Ground ball to the left side, and that gets through. Kelly moving in. He fields it as Dawson Bryce crosses home. An RBI single for Anthony Potestio. And we're all even at 2 in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Now batting for the Firebirds, the first baseman from Georgia, number 10, Michael O'Shaughnessy.
Michael O'Shaughnessy now up to the plate. First baseman. He's got just 4 RBIs on the summer. It's the only Firebird who's played in every game. Konstantinovsky, first pitch from the stretch. This is outside. These are the first earned runs that Konstantinovsky has given up since his first outing of the year, all the way back in the 3rd game of the season. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. 1-1 the count to O'Shaughnessy. He struck out for a league-leading 25th time his last time up. Konstantinovsky now has 3 Ks on the day, 1 in each inning so far. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 91 down the middle.
My friend does media stuff for college.
Right-hander out of Rutgers looking for his second K of the day against O'Shaughnessy. Pick off and back to first standing up as Potestio. All the other teams in action right now around the Cape League, and every game pretty much out east. The pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fourth strikeout of the day for Konstantinovsky, second of the day for O'Shaughnessy, and there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning for Elijah Iquez. But the reason that there's so many games out east today is the traffic heading west on the Cape is brutal, to say the least. Everyone heading back up to Boston off the Cape as 4th of July weekend is coming to an end. First pitch to Iquez. This is outside. So the matchups today, Harwich at YD. The Mariners up 6-1 in the top of the 8th. Hyannis at Brewster. It's 8-3 Whitecaps in the top of the 7th after they lost 16-3 yesterday. The team that beat them, the Katuitt Kettleers, is down 9-3 in the top of the 5th as the pitch. This is outside. And the other game today, in the bottom of the first inning, the Falmouth Commodores lead the Chatham Anglers 2-0. But insane, Devon, that Brewster lost last night to Katuitt by almost 20 runs, and yet they're up 8-3, and Katuitt is down 9-3.
They are the 2 most confusing teams in the Cape League so far. I think that's objective.
The pitch hit hard foul down the first base line.
Brewster started the season winning 6 straight, then lost a whole bunch. Katuitt was looking like one of the worst teams in the league, but they broke Brewster's win streak and have games where they can beat squads 19-3 and then lose games like we're seeing today against Wareham. I mean, you got to also feel for that drive to Wareham today. Not a fun one for sure.
Definitely not. The traffic is not easy to get past. The count 2-1 to Iquez. He flew out to center field to end his first time up. The pitch misses outside on a fastball. Potestio at first base has 2 steals this season. He was caught stealing his last time on base. A pickoff attempt. The pitch. Upstairs, a ball. That's ball 4. So Iquez walks. It's the 14th time this season he's walked, and that's the first walk on the day from Bourne's pitcher, Konstantinovsky. So 2 on with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd for Robbie Levy. The Firebirds' RBI leader has a chance to give his team the lead with the go-ahead runner on second base, and Anthony Potestio. Levy struck out swinging his first time up. He fouls off the first pitch he sees down the third base line out of play. Levy had an RBI yesterday. Another here would put his team on top. Konstantinovsky comes set at the belt. The right-hander kicks and fires. This is inside and low on a changeup. Sun's starting to set. It's almost below the school down the first base line. Shadows covering most of the field, especially on the right side. Konstantinovsky standing in the shadow on the mound, deals and misses low. It's definitely a bit of a tough time to hit with the pitcher in the shadows and the batters in the sun. However, both teams have scored both their runs in this situation. The set of the pitch. Up and outside, a fastball at 90 miles an hour, a called ball. It's 3-1 to Levy. A walk here would be his 10th of the season. Alejandro Garza stands on deck. Konstantinovsky a ball away from walking the bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball upstairs, and the count runs full. 3-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Anthony Potestio on second, Elijah Iquez at first. Both runners will have a head start. Konstantinovsky looking to get out of this third inning with the score still 2-2. The pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. That's through for a base hit. Potestio gets the windmill around third. He's in. An RBI single for Robbie Levy. He's got 12 ribbies on the subber. A Firebirds lead. It's 3-2 here in the bottom of the third inning.
It's been a tough inning for Konstantinovsky, and Scott Landers will make his way onto the mound. You got to appreciate what he brought in the first 2 innings, but he just lost the swing and a miss power he did in those first 2 here in the third.
So Scott Landers points to the bullpen, and Konstantinovsky's day is done here in the bottom of the third inning. He exits with the score, Orleans 3, Bourne 2. We'll step aside and tell you about the Braves' new pitcher when we come back. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Joey Colucci is the new pitcher for the Bourne Braves, and he enters in a tough situation. Runners on the corners with 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning, and the score 3-2 Firebirds. He faces off first against Alejandro Garza, the right-handed hitting third baseman. Elijah Iquez is standing on third, Robbie Levy on first. Colucci, the right-hander, kicks and fires. Misses low on a fastball at 93 miles an hour. Colucci out of the University of Virginia. He's got a 2.61 ERA. His first 2 appearances of the season, he was a starter. But his last time out, he came out of the bullpen. That was against the Harwich Mariners in a 2-0 loss. The pitch. Outside, a cutter. It's 2-0. Colucci, just like this appearance, came in out of the bullpen after Konstantinovsky exited. That time Konstantinovsky left after the end of the second inning. This time it's after 2 2/3. Here's the pitch. Slow chopper back up the middle. Cooney racing in. He quickly fields, fires to first, and it's in time for out number 3. A slow bouncer back up the middle, but a good play from Ryan Cooney. And that retires Alejandro Garza for out number 3. And that does it for the bottom of the third inning. But the Firebirds do take the lead. It's 3-2 at the end of 3. Before we step aside, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community. Conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at KeystonePlace at BuzzardsBay.com. Also, Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com. And go Braves. We'll be back for the 4th inning, and when we return, Devon Jarvis will have the play-by-play.
Banking, investment, and insurance services to businesses and individuals through more than
You can dream it. If you can cruise in it. If you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
We've got a ball game between the Bourne Braves and the Orleans Firebirds at Eldridge Park. It's the Braves with 2 and Orleans with 3, as the Bravos will step into the batter's box and look to take back the lead, of which they just had. Braden Holcomb will be the first batter of the inning. He works against Truman Polly for the first time today. And Holcomb, the righty, had his best game of the season, you could argue, yesterday. Will look to continue his strong streak. His first time up went down swinging at the hand of Itsuki Takamoto. Takes a half swing at the first pitch. It's called for strike 1. Fastball, changeup, slider are the 3 pitches that Pauly works with. He begins from the stretch with no one on, no one out in the top of the 4th inning. The kick and the pitch. Slider in there for strike number 2. Just catches the bottom of the zone. And Holcomb, who's struck out a team-leading 21 times on the season, is in a 0-2 count and one which pitch away from going back to the dugout. Set at the belt is Pauly. He looks in, kicks and deals. Fastball, soft swing, right side. This one looping, and it will drop into the glove of Anthony Potestio. A good read by the right fielder as he was on his horse to the left side for out number 1.
And there's a second there where I thought that ball had a chance to potentially keep carrying down the right field lines. It ended up dropping just about 20, 25 feet shy of the wall because it's 314 in right field.
It's a great point. It overall went a distance of 286 feet, as now Nick Groves will dig into the lefty's batter's box. It's righty on lefty. Fastball swinging a soft fly ball left side. It's between left center field, and Kyle Johnson, the center fielder, makes way for Levy to make the grab right by his belt, underhanded. First 2 up, both down for Truman Polly to make quick work. We saw him come in and quickly end the 3rd inning just last time, where both runs were attributed to Itsuki Takamoto. Polly starting like his predecessor Takamoto, who began the first 2 innings with only 6 batters. But all 6 of them down, only 1 reached, Riker Waite, as Ryan Cooney is the batter on the right side. First pitch a strike, the next one. Fastball upstairs and away for ball number 1. 94 miles per hour on that pitch by Pauly. Bases are still clear here in the top of the 4th with 2 out. The 1-1. Slider gets Cooney chasing at the bottom of the zone. Now sit in a 1-2 count. Cooney still looking for that real statement game on the season so far. Has yet to really have it. Played so well at Oregon. He's in an open stance and receives the 1-2. Slider inside. And that one misses. 2 fly balls for outs this inning. It was Holcomb to begin in right field. A ball that would likely drop foul if it missed the glove of Potestio. And in left field, Groves. 2-2 is upstairs. The sun is almost set here at Eldridge Park. It is being blocked by a tree in the school here, which means it's almost completely shadow on the ball field now. The 3-2 is in there for called strike 3. Excellent location on the slider. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Orleans Firebirds as they're looking to add to their 3-2 lead as we take things to the middle of the 4th inning when we return on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV.
Looking for the perfect Cape Cod getaway?
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts. Milton Rents, your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Thanks for sticking with us here at Eldridge Park. It's Orleans leading the Bourne Braves 3-2 as Joey Colucci continues his day of relief on the mound. He faces for the first time Cashel Duggar. Now, Adam, last time Cashel was up to bat, you had a interesting story about the uniqueness of his name. We didn't get to it, and why don't we talk about it here as he digs into the right side, or excuse me, left side against the righty pitcher in Colucci.
Well, it's a name that I had never heard of before up until today because he's a new player to the team.
First pitch, low and outside on the breaking ball for ball 1.
This is the first time that we've seen Cashel play Bourne, and I was, wondering what is the name. Well, it's the Irish word for castle.
Okay.
Which actually makes a lot of sense for this guy because he is, a big athlete. Makes sense as a castle. His dad is actually the athletic trainer for the Rockies, so there's athletic genes and castleness in the family.
Swing and a miss for the second pitch.
And there's only one other Cashel that I could find, and that's the son of Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, wow.
Who is an Irish citizen. So, yeah.
1-1 fastball tipped back into the glove of Jimmy Keenan. It's a called strike.
I know you're a big Daniel Day-Lewis fan, but
huge Daniel Day-Lewis guy.
So there's actually a Rock of Cashel, which is the originator. It's a very, very cool-looking medieval castle.
Outside pitch to square the count up at deuces.
It's a big rock, kind of concrete. It's not concrete because it's before concrete. It was built in like the 4th century, and there's been different things on the Rock of Cashel ever since the 4th century. There's a chapel up there, a cathedral, and it's one of the top tourist attractions in Ireland.
Well, that makes a lot of sense as Duggar's going to foul one off for an ability to make it a 2-2 count. It remains. And, my first thought was Cassius, an American name, of course, the former name of the greatest boxer of all time, Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay. Sometimes you have English and American versions of the same name. The 2-2 is swung on him, but foul once again. But that is remarkable. Big Daniel Day-Lewis guy. We've both sympathized with our liking of the movie There Will Be Blood, which I think is one of the greatest acting performances ever. The 2-2 again. Fastball down Broadway, just misses inside, and at 95 miles per hour, Colucci's going to have to live with that for a full count.
I don't want to skip past what I quickly said there. Cashel Duggar's dad is the head athletic trainer for the Colorado Rockies. He's had that job for almost 30 years.
Fastball swinging a chopped ground ball way high into the first base coaching box, foul. A long at-bat brewing between these two.
Duggar grew up basically in a Major League clubhouse around all the Rockies players. His dad is one of the most respected people in all of Major League Baseball.
It's extremely cool when you can have that connection with big leaguers at such a young age. Colucci from the stretch delivers. Fastball swung on, put up the middle of the infield for a base hit by Duggar. He leads things off in the 4th inning and once again keeps the ball rolling for the Orleans Firebirds, who are coming off a 3-run inning back in the 3rd and are looking to add insurance to their 1-run lead.
It's important for the Firebirds that they get things going on offense early here, because it's an offense that has really struggled in the latter half of games this season.
Joe Colucci was put into this game with Alejandro Garza, and the first batter he saw, he put out with a 4-3 ground out. Now he sees the 3rd batter of the day in Kyle Johnson. Johnson takes the first pitch high for ball number 1.
In the 7th inning and later this season, the Firebirds are hitting just 152. That is by far worst in the league. There's just 2 teams below 200.
Swinging a chopped ground ball left side. Shortstop Riker Wynn charges in. The throw to first is just barely in time to put out the running center fielder in Kyle Johnson. For out number 1, Chase Duggar advances to second base, and Luke Nixon out of NC State will dig into the lefty's batter's box.
It's a good play by Kojal. Very softly hit ground ball, and he just barely got there in time to beat out the fast runner.
Joe Colucci now dealing with runners in scoring position. It's a runner 60 feet 6 inches behind him, and Duggar at home. Nixon will take a first pitch strike. Nixon at 5'10", 165 has bat for a 135 average this season. A base hit just an inning ago put him on to eventually score. Swinging a soft ground ball left side into the third base dugout where the Bourne Braves reside. It will now make things an 0-2 count between Nixon, the lefty, and Colucci, the righty. Wind blowing in from center field. Infield playing straight up. Reckerwaite, the shortstop, guarding the second base bag. Slider swung on and put to the right side. It's once again hardly hit, but foul. Hardly as in hit hard. Back of the lefty's batter's box is Luke Nixon. He squats in his stance. Colucci looks at second base, at his chest, deals. Slider for swing and a miss, strike 3. An excellent pitch by Joey Colucci for the second out of the inning. After letting on Cashel Duggar, he's put 2 away, and Dawson Bryce, the 9 batter in the order, will dig in to the right side. He's an exceptional batter, especially in these last 2. Got his first home run of the season just yesterday. A 330-foot bomb into left field that stayed inside the park. Was good for an RBI to get Orleans their first run of the game. And the first pitch by Colucci travels outside of the lefty's batter's box for ball number 1.
This is an important at-bat for Colucci to get the out and shut down this Firebirds offense, because they're swinging the bats well right now.
1-0, swing and put foul to the left side. Just hops above the third base dugout and sandwiches itself on the top of the roof of the dugout and the netting. Like you said, Adam, a very big at-bat. One swing could bring this to a 4-run ball game for the Orleans Firebirds, especially with the power that the 6'3 righty has in Dawson Bryce. Has a way wide stance, that left foot all the way to the front of the batter's box. Swing and a miss for strike number 2 on the fastball by Colucci up in the zone. Dawson Bryce, a very unique batting stance. I think that's one of the things that's so cool about a sport like baseball is in every aspect of the game, you can have players do it completely differently and all have success. He straddles the batter's box, and the slider is in there for called strike 3 at the top of the zone. An excellent pitch by Joey Colucci as he puts 3 away in a row to keep things a 1-run ball game for the Orleans Firebirds. We'll keep it here as our sideline reporter Ariel Tamir-Pinsky has more. Ariel?
Well, guys, I had the opportunity to talk with Nick Groves before the game. He was here on the Cape last summer with Hyannis, and he said field manager Scott Landers gave him a call while at his cousin's wedding, and the next day they were on the road from Ontario to get down here. One of the things he told me is he had to adjust when coming to the States to play baseball, was learning in terms in English. He went to full French school his whole life, and his mom is from Quebec. He told me his English was always really good, but since he went to school in French, it was hard for him to adjust at first. But he said with practice and going to class, he started to get more used to it.
Thank you very much, Ariel. Last time we were at Eldridge Park, Adam Gotkin tried to pronounce the high school of Nick Groves. When we return, I want to make sure he tries one more time, as Groves helped him out in the time between the last time. We'll step aside here on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV for inning number 5 ahead.
You can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Jimmy Keenan at the plate for the Bourne Braves against the righty in Truman Pauly. It's a right-on-right battle as we begin the top of the 5th inning. Pauly struggling with the pitch con. Can't hear the signals coming from the catcher in Duggar, so now they get set. First pitch is high in the zone for ball number 1. Keenan in his first time up got on with a base hit and eventually scored. That was the second run of the ball game, and for the Bourne Braves, that was scored by Keenan. He's had some ups and downs this season, going into this game batting 167. Pitch number 2 is just inside for ball 2. A slider missed by the righty in Pauly. It's his third most common pitch. But he's been using it quite a lot today. From the stretch, Pauly looks and deals. Fastball hammered center field. It's towering as Kyle Johnson, the center fielder, makes his way under it for the basket catch, and out number 1. Back to the top of the order is Riker Waite. We'll dig into the left side. The switch hitter has power from the right side and accuracy from the left. Of course, he will bat from the left against the righty pitcher in Pauly. Riker Waite, Gavin Kelly, and Cam Kojal, the top 3 in this order. They've already had success this game, each of them reaching at least once. Kelly in the on-deck circle already has a 2-run RBI base hit. First pitch swung on and put foul to the left side over the screen for pitch number 1 and strike number 1. Pauly came into the game with the 4th batter up in the order for Kahio Aloy. So this will be the first time that Waite and Pauly see each other. Slider will get in there for strike number 2 against the switch hitting lefty. From when Pauly has come in the game, he walked Kahio Aloy and has retired 5 straight since. From the stretch, he works in the middle of the rubber, kicks and deals. Slider gets Waite chasing. He swings on it, just nips it with the end of his bat to keep himself alive. Waite will windmill his bat in the lefty's batter's box and wave it above his left shoulder. Pauly deep breathes and pitches. Waite swings and puts it to the right side. It loops foul, landing just about as far as first base. Riker Waite, a very talented player on this Bourne team, heading into the matchup, batting .271 in his now 16th game. The kick and the pitch. Another swing and hammer to the right side by Riker Waite. That one's going to be a broken bat. Got an exit velocity of 76 on a broken bat. That's quite impressive. Although 76 is not a lot. Not often do you get a ball hit that hard when your lumber breaks? Waite was originally given Gavin Kelly's bat, but Waite's going to fetch a completely new piece of lumber. He finally gets it and will step back in. Still a no-ball, two-strike count, as instead Riker Waite gets another bat, third time's the charm, as he went through three to finally find the one that he liked. So Riker Waite digs in. It's an 0-2 count. Has been a 5-pitch at-bat so far. Polly the deep breath, kick and pitch. Fastball swung on, put left side, and that's down for a base hit in left field. Levy's going to field it, toss it into the shortstop in Iquez, and Riker Waite gets his first hit of the game. Also the first hit that Paulie has given up. He, like I mentioned before, walked one, then put 5 consecutive down until Riker Waite with that swing. An excellent at-bat. That will set up Gavin Kelly to try and put some work in. Last time he was up, it was a 2-run RBI down the right field line. First pitch, a slider, bottom of the zone for strike one. Gavin Kelly, just a really fun talent who has come into this Bourne team just about 2 weeks ago. Was also one of those players who you weren't really sure of. Pitch out as it goes to the left side, and no throw comes from Cashel Duggar. Riker Waite was getting some attention and chatter from the bullpen and dugout of Bourne. From the stretch, it's Paulie. He looks in, kicks and deals. Runner's going to go. Swing by Gavin Kelly will be up and foul to the right side. Hit and run attempted by the Bourne Braves right there. And Riker Waite, who is 8 for 8 stealing bags this year, will make the long trot back to first base. Kelly digs into the right side against the righty, and Paulie has an open stance in the back of the batter's box. Paulie looks over to first base. Now comes back center. He kicks and pitches. Slider up the middle. It will be handled by Iquez. Throw to second there in time. Nixon turning 2 is not in time. Good race by Gavin Kelly to beat out the throw from the second baseman Nixon. And now Cam Kojal to step up to the lefty's batter's box.
Number 5, Camden Kojal.
Kojal, the last batter that Truman Paulie has yet to see. He's in here with 2 outs on the board and a runner on first base, and Kelly after the fielder's choice. Paulie looks in, his glove resting on his left hip. Now he comes set at the numbers. Kicks and deals for the first pitch. Fastball, a swing by Kojal, puts it back to the screen above the backstop. Kojal, a very fun player, brings a lot of great vibes to this team. Both Arkansas players have added new life since they've come. Bourne have been extremely successful right now on a 4-game win streak. Runner will go. Gavin Kelly is sliding into second base and safe. Pitch was too high and for ball number 1. So Kelly now in scoring position for Kojal. Arm getting ready in the bullpen for the Orleans Firebirds. Mason Koch. Set at the belt is Paulie. He fires. Fastball swinging a soft drive to left field. Under it is Levy. He will make an easy catch running in from his post at third base for out number 3. It remains a 3-2 ball game here at Eldridge Park. Orleans looking to add to their total when we return after the middle of the 5th inning. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
Summer food on Cape Cod like the Knack. Located at 5 Route 6A, just down the street here in Orleans.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Joey Colucci continues his day on the mound for the Bourne Braves as he's looking to keep this game within striking distance. The Bravos down 3-2 against the Orleans Firebirds, and the right fielder Anthony Potestio is leading things off in the bottom of the 5th inning, trying to continue to pile on the offense. In the 3rd inning, Orleans scored 3. They threatened just an inning ago in the 4th, and the first pitch from Colucci is hammered to left center field. That one's back at the wall, drops before it reaches the glove of Gavin Kelly. Throw comes into the cutoff man, and Riker Wade, and the tag at second base is just barely late. A sliding double for Potestio leads things off, and the Orleans Firebirds bats continue to be dominant.
Now batting for the Firebirds, the first baseman from
Good
Georgia.
play by the
10,
left fielder,
Michael
Gavin Kelly, to get that
O'Shaughnessy.
ball in as quick as he did, because I was very close to being an out at second base, but Potestio, he's the leadoff man in the lineup for a reason. It's because he has that speed.
So it's Potestio on second base. Michael O'Shaughnessy, the lefty batter, against the righty pitcher. First pitch way outside. Keenan reaches to his left to make the snag, and it's a 1-0 count against O'Shaughnessy. He's walked 19 times this season, but today, the opposite. Struck out twice. From the stretch is Colucci. He works from the first base side of the rubber, looks at second, now comes home with the pitch. Fastball outside again. 2 balls, no strikes. Elijah Iquez on deck. Robbie Levy in the hole. Iquez got on with a walk in the 3rd, and Levy scored an RBI. The 2-0 pitch is in there for strike number 1. The changeup just barely clips the zone. Colucci on the hill, looks down center and fires. Fastball just outside. A appeal to Glenn Stewart at third base. Says he does not go. So the 3-1 count is there for O'Shaughnessy, trying to draw the 20th walk of the year. He watches another one by for ball number 4. 2 runners on for the Orleans Firebirds in the bottom of the 5th inning as they lead 3-2. Elijah Iquez, who has been the best defender for the Orleans Firebirds this season, will try and bring those talents to the plate. He's also been an exceptional hitter, batting .294 going into this one, and is 0 for 1 today with a walk. Iquez has 2 home runs on the year and 7 RBIs. Base hit will likely make it a 4-2 ball game. Colucci, dealing with adversity, is throwing a pitch into a bunting Iquez. It will just graze his bat before reaching the glove of Jimmy Keenan for strike number 1. Iquez out of Hawaii joins a few players on this Orleans roster. Swinging a fly ball behind the netting for strike number 2. Kojal at first base with his toes on the infield grass. Second baseman Cooney guarding the second base bag where Potestio takes his lead in the left side of the infield straight up. Outfield standard against the righty batter in Iquez. Colucci from the stretch, kicks and deals. The slider makes its way low and outside.
This is a really tough field to play in the outfield, just with the dimensions, especially for the center fielder, Nick Groves. 434 to straightaway center. There's a lot of running.
The 1-2 from Colucci. Runner's going to go. It was a hit and run as a swing by Iquez is a foul ball.
It's even tough for the corner outfielders here with how shallow it is down the lines. It's just weird. A lot of guys aren't used to it. I mean, even in right and left center field, it's not deep at all. So if you're the right fielder or the left fielder, they're usually shifted pretty far in, away from the line, just to help out the center fielder because of how much room there is out there.
Colucci looks at second and deals. Fastball, swing and a miss. But it just pops out of the glove of Keenan, and Iquez got a piece of it.
That's when you got to try and hold on to.
Did hit off the glove of Keenan. So he will try again, and Colucci the same. Iquez rocks his foot in the righty's batter's box. Colucci will deal. Slider, it's in there for strike three. An excellent pitch on the outer edge of the zone. And Elijah Iquez goes back to the dugout for out number one.
Yeah, Joe Caracco loves that real long strikeout looking. He goes all the way back with the full punch. He waits a second before punching. Makes it a bit difficult for us.
Yeah, it keeps us on our toes, Adam. Probably the spectators too. When you see Iquez walking toward first base, you don't know if he knows he struck out or if he's accepting a walk.
Yeah, it got me first time. It was a 3-2 pitch, and I thought it was a walk.
A pirouette from Joey Colucci is followed up by a throw to second base where Riker Waite fields it. The pickoff attempt is not applied, and Colucci comes back set against a new batter in Robbie Levy. Levy knocked in the third run of the ball game for the Firebirds. Change up on the first delivery by Colucci. It's way inside for ball number one. Colucci looking at his left wrist. The pitch com is there. Runners on 1 and 2. It's O'Shaughnessy on first, Potestio on second. The pitch comes home. It's knocked straight up the middle. This one's going to drop once into the glove of Nick Groves. He fields it in time to hold the runners at bay. But the bases are now loaded for the Orleans Firebirds and Alejandro Garza.
Birds are just seeing the ball really well right now. They're timing it up. A bunch of base hits that is already the 8th of the game. And this is what Orleans has been doing now for the past couple of days. Yesterday, 12 hits for the Firebirds. Day before that, they scored 5 runs. So this offense has just been rolling recently.
Colucci, for the first time today, dealing with 3 runners on. Before this inning, he hadn't dealt with more than just 1. First pitch to Garza's low in the zone for ball 1. Garza, in his 2 times up, has grounded out and was actually the first batter that Colucci saw back at the end of the 3rd inning. So Colucci will look for a similar result. Fastball swing and driven to the right side. This one looping toward the foul line. Will drop and now roll to the corner. 1 runner scores in Potestio. O'Shaughnessy also to come in as the hands go up by all umpires for an automatic double to score 2 runs. A great swing by Alejandro Garza makes this a 5-2 ball game. And the Bourne Braves, down by 3, are still dealing with this powerful Orleans offense.
That's what I just talked about a moment ago, the tough outfield play here. The right fielder, Kahio Aloy, was playing so far up the middle that there's just so much room down the right field line. Most other fields, that's probably caught by the right fielder. That's not even a Loyana shift. It's just the fact that it's so shallow and narrow. You know, it's just such a weird field.
First pitch from Colucci. In there for strike one. Because of center field being so large, so much ground to cover, the corner outfielders kind of pinch in a little bit towards center and leave space down the line. That's what you're talking about, Adam. That's why we've seen now a few balls drop in right field. Colucci in the 0-1 delivers. Swing and a miss on pitch number 2. Cashel Duggar, the batter for the Orleans Firebirds. He is a lefty and one of 5 in the order. It's now dusk at Eldridge Park here in Orleans, Massachusetts. Orleans really getting their offense going. They've been exceptional in these past couple games. And by far the most runs that Bourne has allowed over their win streak. Colucci delivers on the 0-2. It's in the dirt for ball 1. If you look at Bourne in their recent games, they haven't allowed 5 runs since their last loss at the Falmouth Commodores on July 1st. Since then, they've allowed 3, 2, 2, and just 1. Orleans on the other side scored 8 yesterday, 5 the day before, 4 the day before that, as a foul ball comes from Duggar to keep him in a 1-2 count. Their offense finding a little bit new life recently. The 5-7 loss just 2 days ago on July 4th to Chatham still felt like a small victory for Orleans, as a swing and a miss comes from Cashel Duggar for out number 2.
Now batting for the Firebirds, the center fielder from Virginia, number 8, Kyle.
The Firebirds
Johnson.
are working their way toward a little bit better baseball. They currently sit last place in the East Division, 9 back of first place team YD in points, 2 back of 4th place team Chatham. Colucci, with 2 outs, delivers the first pitch to Kyle Johnson for strike 1 on the called pitch. Johnson 0 for 2 so far today in his Orleans debut. The righty takes a half swing at pitch number 2, and it's called a strike nonetheless. No balls, 2 strikes with runners on 2 and 3 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Orleans currently in the midst of a 2-run inning at the moment. Slider for swing and a miss, strike 3. That's also out number 3, and that will end the 5th inning of play here at Eldridge Park. Before we go, are you ready to dominate the diamond and pitch like a pro with a Cape's own Keith Bildeau? Join us at the Capelex, where champions are made. Don't just play the game, own it. Visit the Capelex today and unleash your full potential. Located at 6 Forest Park Drive in Bourne, find us on Facebook or at thek-plex.com. Elevate your game at the Capelex. Pecasset Hardware, your hometown hardware store. Whether you're fixing up the house, tackling a weekend project, or just need expert advice, Pecasset Hardware has you covered with top-notch service and all the tools you need. Conveniently located in the heart of Pecasset, stop by and see why they're a Cape Cod favorite. Pecasset Hardware, where community and quality come together. When we return, the bats come out for the Bourne Braves in the top of the 6th inning on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
We welcome you back to the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV. Bourne have their bats out, looking to come back in this one. They're down 3 runs to the Orleans Firebirds as the Birds leave 5-2. It's Kahio Aloy up to bat for Bourne. He faces Truman Pauly once again. Now a new pitcher in Mason Cook. Out of Auburn, the righty works with 3 pitches and starts here against Kahio Aloy. The 3 pitches he has are fastball, cutter, slider. And Pauly, who did really good work for the Firebirds, leaves Orleans in a great position as they have the lead by 3 runs.
Not a surprise to see Kelly Nicholson make the change when he did, because Truman Pauly was the first Kahio Aloy, I should say, is the first batter that Truman Pauly saw. And Kahio Aloy, especially at this park, is not someone that you want a pitcher to have to see multiple times, because, with how shallow it is down the lines, if he can just time up a pitch with his power, a pop-up can get out of the yard.
Next pitch by Cook is just low. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Aloy, with intense power, was talking about how he didn't want to overcomplicate things here at Eldridge. 0 for 1 so far today. And the 2-2 is swung on and missed by Aloy for strike number 3.
And that's the pitch that seems to get him a lot of the time, the slider low and outside. That is what he really struggled with this past year at Arkansas. There was definitely a blueprint of how to get him out, that slider low and outside out of the zone. We've seen him be a bit better at it out here on the Cape. He's done a good job at holding up on a lot of them, but that time just couldn't help himself.
That slider all the way down at 79 miles per hour. First pitch swinging by Logan Hughes. It goes back and foul for strike number 1.
Yeah, just your classic slider, not the power slider that you see a lot of guys throw nowadays. We don't see that as often out here on the Cape. Sliders up towards 90.
Next pitch low and outside from Cook.
It is just crazy to watch a Major League Baseball game nowadays, and you look up and you see 92-mile-an-hour sliders. It just doesn't seem right.
Cook gets one hammered to right field. A great swing by Logan Hughes for a base hit. The ball flew over the head of Luke Nixon, and Logan Hughes is on with 1 out.
And he just continues to hit the ball hard. Had a 99-mile-an-hour base hit yesterday. That one 95 off the bat. Hughes almost has just, I guess, what the kids would call a sleeper build, where when you look at him, he just looks like a normal guy. He doesn't look that big, but he just has so much power. It's not like he's got a Kahio Aloy swing either, where it seems like he's putting 110% of his might behind it. He just swings and destroys it.
Smooth swing from Logan Hughes for sure. Braden Holcomb, the next batter. He works from the right side against the righty here in Cook. They meet each other for the first time today. I want to contest your sleeper build point. I think Hughes looks decently powerful. He's a stocky 5'11".
Just not in his baseball uniform. He has a very baggy jersey and pants. You don't really see it.
Here's Cook. 0-1 is piped up the middle. This one could drop, and that one's going to come down. Fielded by Hayden Yost as Logan Hughes steams into second base. It's a base hit for Braden Holcomb as he continues his hit streak. Now here against Orleans.
Now, baseball uniforms definitely don't help you out too much when it comes to looking that big, just with the baggy nature of it.
I
think that's the thing.
One player comes to mind on someone who really filled out a uniform, and that's Barry Bonds. Of course, one of the strongest players to ever play the game. He made that baggy baseball uniform look like a spandex tight shirt.
Controversial reason why. That's all I'll say.
Nick Groves, the new batter for the Bourne Braves. Now, Ariel was talking about Nick Groves earlier in his French background as pitch comes in there for ball number 1. Next one's down Broadway, but misses. And Adam, last time we were here at Eldridge Park, Nick Groves made his debut with the Bourne Braves, and also you made a gutsy attempt at pronouncing his high school name.
Yes.
Now I want to give you one more try because you talked to Nick as the 2-0 misses again. It's 3 balls, no strikes between Cook and Groves. I want to give you one more attempt. Groves told you how to pronounce it. Do you remember, or are you just kind of going with nothing again?
I got it pretty good. École Secondaire Catholique Monseigneur Bruyère.
I think that's a lot better.
Yes.
We'll report it back to Groves as he takes a 3-0 pitch down Main Street for strike number 1.
Our beat reporter Lyle Alenstein wrote a great article, good feature on Groves earlier today about his path to the Cape.
Grounds one to the right side, into the glove of Iquez. He's going to make the throw at first and not be able to beat out the runner in Nick Groves. Luke Nixon's throw to second base was there in time to punch out Braden Holcomb in the base paths, but now runners on the corners with 2 outs, and Ryan Cooney, the Oregon Duck, up to the righty's batter's box for the Bourne Braves. A big moment right here. You're threatening runners. You're hoping one can come to score to cut this lead down from 3.
I was a bit surprised for a second that Nixon decided to go to second with that ball because just of how fast the runners are, both Holcomb and Groves. He barely got Holcomb at second.
Holcomb a really fast runner. Not often can you get him in that situation. First pitch to Cooney is a called strike 1 fastball in the center of the zone. Cooney hitless today, but has scored after reaching on a walk in the 3rd. He was the first run to score for the Bourne Braves and only one of 2 so far. Slices one back behind home plate to make things an 0-2 count. Bourne Braves down 5-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. They're looking to make a comeback, and for the first time in quite a while are down in a ball game. Haven't seen this in a good while. 0-2, swung on, put to the left side. Chopped grounder, stolen by the third baseman Garza. His toss to first base almost brought O'Shaughnessy off the bag, but the tall first baseman at 6'2" is able to make it. That's out number 3 here in the top of the 6th inning. We'll send it to a short break for the middle of the 6th on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
The top choice in the industry for facility equipment solutions. Visit nettingpros.com today to learn more.
Back on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV, the Orleans Firebirds lead the Bourne Braves by a score of 5-2. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, the Birds are back up to bat against the right-hander in Joey Colucci, now into his 3rd inning of work. We begin the 6th inning with Luke Nixon. Nixon playing second base today has already gotten on with a base hit. First pitch, a slider from Colucci in the strike zone for strike number 1. No balls, 1 strike the count with no one on, no one out in the bottom of the 6th. Colucci set at his chest, deals. Sliced right back up the middle, picked up by the shortstop Riker Waite, fires across the diamond just behind the second base bag for out number 1. Luke Nixon was the first one to score for the Orleans Firebirds back in the 3rd. That was their first run of the game. Since then, they've scored 4. Their offense extremely potent against this Bourne pitching staff today. Bourne now has allowed the most runs since their July 1st loss to Falmouth, which is the last loss they've had. They're currently on a 4-game winning streak. Colucci fires in there against Dawson Bryce on the first pitch inside. It's ball 1 on the 85-mile-per-hour changeup. Bryce, a solid game so far, other than his strikeout back in the 4th. At the hand of Colucci, he put a ball deep out to left field to score a run. Second pitch, he swings, hammers it to the left side, and well-positioned is the third baseman, Braden Holcomb, to secure out number 2. All you need is reflexes there to make that catch at third base, and it looks like that could be the day for Joey Colucci. Field manager for the Bourne Braves, Scott Landers, trots his way from the third base dugout, looks out to the bullpen, and will conference here on the mound with the catcher, the infield, and Joey Colucci. No point yet to the bullpen, but there is a fist bump as Colucci hands the ball over to Landers, and that means we're taking things to a break here at Eldridge Park. It's a 5-2 ball game that the Firebirds leads. And there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning when we return a new pitcher on the hill for the Bourne Braves.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Matt Potok is the new pitcher on the mound for the Bourne Braves. He steps in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Joey Colucci does end his day after 3 innings, allowing 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, with 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. The Coastal Carolina right-hander works with a 3-pitch mix, fastball, changeup, slider, and is given a good hand to work with here in the 6th. The infield now spreads back out from the mound to their traditional posts, and the first batter, Colucci, leaves for Potok is Anthony Potestio. Potestio, a great day so far, already 3 hits. First pitch way low and inside on the slider, or rather changeup, for ball number 1. Potok on the mound, making his second appearance on the year in the Cape League. The 0-2 is swung on and missed by Potestio, but what's more interesting than that is this is his first time in summer ball since 2022 when he was with the North Shore Navigators. He's now into his rising redshirt senior year as the 1-1 is a slider outside. But he's stepping in here after a long college baseball season, made it all the way to the College World Series, and in that final series, they did lose to the Tigers of LSU as the 2-1 is a called strike on the bottom part of the zone. Another changeup for Potok. He's thrown 3 of those in just this at-bat. The wind and deal. 2-2 swung on, put shallow into center field. Shortstop and Riker Waite going to make the easy basket catch. Just a few feet outside of the infield dirt. We step aside after a short read from our sponsors here in the bottom of the 6th. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is Bourne's premier senior living community, conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com. Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com. And go Braves. We step aside for the end of the 6th inning when we return. Bourne looking to cut the 3-run lead the Orleans Firebirds currently hold. On the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV, we'll see you in a few moments.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts. Milton Rents, your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
It's now the 7th inning at Eldridge Park, and the Bourne Braves are down by 3 runs to the Orleans Firebirds. Jimmy Keenan will lead things off here in the 7th for the Bravos, but a new pitcher is on the hill for the Birds. Mason Cook's day is done after 1 inning, and he leaves room for Ryan Oshinsky, the new Orleans Firebirds pitcher. Oshinsky delivers a first pitch strike to the Wake Forest catcher. Oshinsky, a smart guy out of Brown, not the only Ivy League guy on this team. He's a 4-pitch mix, fastball, changeup, cutter, curveball. Second pitch, called strike. 0-2 the count to Jimmy Keenan. Oshinsky, a native of Fairfield, Connecticut, just about 10 minutes from where I'm from. I actually grew up on the Fairfield, Connecticut border. Also our producer, Gabriella Voccio, a native Connecticut. Not too far from Fairfield as well. The 0-2, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. The 94-mile-per-hour heater gets Jimmy Keenan chasing and done for out number 1.
So, are you a Connecticutan?
Connecticutan? You know, that's a good question. You want to do is read some research and find that there's got to be something.
I feel like the Connecticut Kitten would know.
I usually just resort to saying I'm from Connecticut. Not much singular word action there. Riker Waite, the new batter, first swing, and it's out into the outfield for a base hit. Read that 95-mile-per-hour fastball off the bat, put it back out at 97, and the leadoff batter in the order for the Bourne Braves is on base. He bats second in this inning here in the top of the 7th. So what's the answer, Adam?
A Connecticuter or a nutmegger, as it is the nutmeg state.
Interesting. I thought we were the Constitution state.
I guess there's multiple.
Maybe. Runner on first in Riker Waite. Gavin Kelly, the new batter, already with an RBI. Actually, a pair of them today. First pitch, he takes high and inside. The 86-mile-per-hour curveball does miss. Oshinsky on the mound delivers. Another breaking ball in there for ball, but a half swing from Gavin Kelly. Sees a deferral over to first base, where first base umpire Mike Rabideau says he does not go. Runner on first in Riker Waite. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on hard to the left side, fielded by Iquez. Throw to second, Nixon gets one out and gets two. A 6-for-3 double play to retire the side in the top of the 7th inning, which means we will take things to the middle of the 7th. Get up and stretch, enjoy your take me out for the ball game, and we will see you on the other side as the Orleans Firebirds lead 5-2 over the Bourne Braves here on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
It's the bottom of the 7th inning at Eldridge Park. Mac Potok is on the mound for the Bourne Braves. He looks to keep the runs to a minimum as the Orleans Firebirds already lead the ball game 5-2. This is the first time in quite a while that the Bourne Braves have been down in a ball game. They're looking to battle back from adversity. Currently on a 5-game win streak.
Georgia, number 10, Michael O'Shaughnessy.
This is a big inning here for Bourne to put up a 0. Go into the last 3 innings offensively, down by just 3, still alive. If you give up a couple runs here, then it makes things a lot more difficult.
Haven't trailed by more than 1 run in their win streak. Swing and a miss on the first pitch by O'Shaughnessy to make it a no-ball, 1-strike count. But that's just a testament to how dominant this pitching staff had been for the Braves in their 4 games, allowing 5 runs today, their most since July 1st, which is their last loss. Potok on the 0-1 delivers another one in there for strike number 2. O'Shaughnessy on the day so far, 2 strikeouts and a walk. Back in the 5th, he represented the 5th run to score for the Firebirds. Potok from the line delivers a swing and a miss, strike 3 from O'Shaughnessy for out number 1.
He's up to 27 strikeouts on the season now.
It's Potok's 2nd inning of work here. He's
number 15, Elijah Iquez.
Seen 2 batters, put them both down. Came in back in the 6th with 2 outs already on the board. Now he deals with a clean slate here in the bottom of the 7th. Elijah Iquez takes the first pitch, fastball, bottom of the zone for strike number 1. Wind is picking up here from Eldridge Park. It's a lot chillier than it was last time these two teams played in Orleans. It was a real feel, around 100 degrees, and the Bourne Braves weren't even wearing their regular jerseys. They instead elected for their practice jerseys, which are a lot lighter and cooler. Second pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. With 1 out, no one on in the bottom of the 7th inning. Firebirds up 5-2. Potok delivers inside and low. He misses, and it's a 2-1 count. Potok stares at his left wrist. He's only pitched 3 innings going into this game and delivers the 2-1. Slider, swing, and a foul ball left side. It just loops and lands in the warning track at the left field fence. 4 other games going on around the league at the moment. Have those scores for you in a moment here. Wareham currently leads the Cotuit Kettleers 16-7. So if you thought it was bad that Cotuit scored 19 yesterday against Brewster, well, they've pretty much canceled that out, allowing 16 from Wareham. Wareham currently on a 4-game losing skid. Rather 5-game. This could be a big one to bring him back. The 2-2 was low, so now we're in a full count between Potok and Iquez. Slider for called strike 3. Delayed strike call by Joseph Carrico. Keeps us on our toes once again, and that's out number 2. And strikeout number 2 for Matt Potok. Other scores around the league. Chatham currently trailing the Orleans Firebirds in the bottom of the 4th, and 2 finals for you. Harwich took down the YD Red Sox as the Red Sox now drop their 2nd straight. Both to West Division teams, and Brewster beat the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 10-4. Rather Harwich East Division team, but still YD drops 2 in a row. Hyannis losing is quite big for the Braves. It keeps them in contention for that number 1 spot in the West. Falmouth, however, the team they are only 2 points behind, are leading Chatham in the 4th, so Bourne with a win or loss today will likely stay in 3rd place. Robbie Levy has taken 2 pitches, 1 for a ball, 1 for a strike. He's been an excellent batter for this team, batting cleanup. An RBI in the 3rd inning was the 3rd run of the game. Strike on the 1-1. Alejandro Garza on deck as the lefty and Levy rests his bat on his left shoulder, and the pitch comes from Potok. Watched by Levy, and that's ball 2. Bourne just looking to bring that offense back out. They haven't scored any runs since they struck first in the 3rd inning. Orleans have scored 5 unanswered. Swinging a chopped ground ball right side. It dribbles to the camera well outside of the first base dugout where Orleans stays. So it's a battle of an at-bat between Potok and Levy. The wind and deal from Potok. Fastball swinging a drive over the leaping 3rd baseman in Braden Holcomb. That's into the outfield for a base hit. And a rally could be brewing here in the 7th for the Firebirds with 2 outs on the board as they lead the ball game by 3 runs.
Levy's just been swinging the bat so well today. 2 base hits up the middle, and now 1 into left, just under 100 miles an hour off the bat. He's been, you could make an argument, Orleans' top hitter this year, the team leader on RBIs with 12, and his average is getting up there as well. Levy's up to 314.
Alejandro Garza batting .280 on the year with an OPS of 700. He's batting from the right side against the righty Armin Potok. That batting average once again to jump for Levy after that hit. Currently ranked 2nd overall in the starting lineup. Swing and a hard pitch to the left side. That one will be scooped by Riker Waite for out number 3. A nice grab by the Vandy shortstop in Bourne. Retire the side in the 7th, which means we bring things to the top of the 8th here on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network. When we return, my good friend and play-by-play partner, Adam Gotkin, will take you the rest of the way on play-by-play here on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV. First, a read from our advertisers. Are you ready to dominate the diamond and pitch like a pro with the Cape Zone Keith Bildeau? Join us at the Cape Champions Are Made. Don't just play the game, own it. Visit the Capeplex today and unleash your full potential. Located at 6 Forest Park Drive in Bourne, find us on Facebook or at thek-plex.com. Elevate your game at the Capeplex. Pecasset Hardware, your hometown hardware store. Whether you're fixing up the house, tackling a weekend project, or just need expert advice, Pecasset Hardware has you covered with top-notch service and all the tools you need. Conveniently located in the heart of Pecasset, stop by and see why they're a Cape Cod favorite. Pecasset Hardware, where community and quality come together.
526-692-526. If you have that number or any of the other numbers I just called, go to the 50-50 table behind the home dugout.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Baseman from Arkansas, number 5, Camden Kosian.
A new pitcher into the game for the Orleans Firebirds as we're into the top of the 8th inning. It's Edward Hart, a left-hander out of Duke University. He's the 5th pitcher of the day for Orleans as Ryan Oshinsky's day ends after 1 inning where he gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Cam Kosiel stands in. First pitch, a 3/4 of a swing that Kosiel got a piece of, and the count 0-1. Hart this summer has pitched in 3 games. He's got a 5.40 ERA. The pitch misses just low. Hart's gone 3 1/3. He has given up 2 runs, both earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 3. He's also been on the field as 2 intentional walks have happened. The pitch swung on and missed. Kosiel down in the count 1-2. Hart, a big arm on the left side, 6'5", 235 pounds. Not a flamethrower, though. Can barely touch 90. He goes sinker, changeup, slider. The set and the pitch. Runs in and hits Waite. Riker Waite. Or sorry, not Waite. That's number 5. That's Cam Kosiel, apologies. The other former Vanderbilt infielder. Waite current, Kosiel former, and
I will say they look remarkably alike.
they do, especially from behind.
Yeah. Kosiel just looks like a bigger version of Riker Waite.
Yeah, lead off an inning and looked up, thought, wait, nope, Camp Kosiel getting hit. And instead, it's another mound visit, and oh man, Ed Hart's day is done. Well, he hit Camp Kosiel, and Kelly Nicholson goes to the bullpen. I guess we can just delete that 1 pitch, as I said it wrong anyways, and disregard it. We'll step
It never
aside
happens.
when we'll, I guess, restart the top of the 8th, but instead with Cam Kosiel on first and Kahio Aloy at the plate. Again, it's a new pitcher coming in. We'll tell you about him when we come back.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Firebirds from Cal Berkeley, number 22.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Welcome back to Eldridge Park. We're in the top of the 8th inning, and the Orleans Firebirds lead the Bourne Braves 5-2. It's a new pitcher in for the Firebirds, their 6th of the day. Ethan Foley, a right-hander out of California, Berkeley. He has been spectacular this season. He's gone 6 outings, 11 2/3 innings. He's got a 1.54 ERA. He has walked 4, struck out 15, a whip of 0.86. Foley has already pitched against Bourne this summer. That came when these teams first met. He went 2 innings and kept the game tied. Actually, sorry, that's the most recent. No, that was the first meeting here. He went 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks. He struck out 2. And he'll face Kahio Aloy first up, the right-handed hitter out of Arkansas. Aloy looking for his first hit of the day. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. It's the 4th pitcher that Aloy sees, so that also could be a part of why Orleans made such a quick pitching change. They don't want Aloy to see any pitcher twice. There's been 3 pitching changes right before he's got to the plate. First pitch misses outside, and the count 1-0. You got to think that that's at least a part of these pitching change decisions, is to not let Aloy get comfortable. The kick and the pitch. Big swing and a miss. Especially when you consider that Logan Hughes, who's on deck, is a left-handed hitter, so it's not like you're going for the splits.
The changes have come surrounding Kahio Aloy. I mean, he is the furthest hitting player on this Bourne team and a righty.
1-1. A quarter of a swing, the appeal to first, and Mike Rabideau says Aloy held up, so the count 2-1. Cam Kojal stands on first base. Aloy at the plate here with no outs in the top of the 8th, and the Braves down by 3. Logan Hughes on deck. He represents the tying run. Braden Holcomb in the hole. He would represent the go-ahead run. Here's the pitch. Aloy hits it hard down the third base line. That's a foul ball.
103 off the bat on that one, on a ground ball.
Fastball honed inside, and Aloy just turned on it. The right-hander digs back in. He's got just 1 hitless game this season. Wind continues to blow in as it's gotten almost completely dark. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. A slider right down the middle of the zone, and Kahio Aloy goes down looking. We've got 1 out in the top of the 8th inning.
The designated hitter from Texas
Brings up the DH, Logan Hughes. 1 for 3 today with a single into right field his last time up. Infield playing straight up. Here's the set at the belt. The kick and the delivery. Fastball outside. It's 1-0. Changeup, sorry. It's not much of a difference when it comes to velocity. Just 87 to 89 with the fastball sinker, and then 84, 86 with the changeup. Here's the pitch. Low and outside sinker. Foley sets at the belt. Here's the offering. Misses low again, and it gets past the catcher. So Cam Kojal's on his way to second base. Bourne's got a runner in scoring position. Braves haven't scored a run since the top of the 3rd. That's where They scored both their runs, both coming on a Gavin Kelly RBI single down the first base line. Here's the pitch. Called strike on a fastball at the letters. Count 3-1 to Hughes. Braden Holcomb on deck. He represents the tying run. The pitch. Called strike, another fastball, this time inside, and it's 3-2. Foley brings his glove above his head, and now to the belt. Low kick on the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball outside part of the plate. Hughes just couldn't catch up to it, couldn't reach it. And that sends Braden Holcomb up.
Number 34, Braden Holcomb.
He's 1 for 3 today. With a single in the center field. Holcomb's got his former college roommate at second base, Camden Kojal. Base hit could bring him home. Firebirds are shifted to the left, 3 on the shortstop side of second base. Here's the pitch. Holcomb pops it up, foul, out of play down the first base line towards the hill. As we approach the 9 o'clock hour, the sun has pretty much completely gone down. The sky almost completely dark, illuminated by the moon, which is getting close to a full moon. Bourne's got right-hander Cam Seagraves getting loose in the bullpen.
Waxing gibbous, Adam, on the moon.
Should be full in a couple days. Here's the pitch. Called strike, fastball at the knees. 0-2 the count to Holcomb. Foley can get out of this after giving up after coming in with a runner on first. He's struck out 2 already. The right-hander gets his sign. Here's the set. And the pitch. Called strike 3 on an off-speed right down the middle.
Thank you to the winner.
Back-to-back-to-back Ks for Ethan Foley. He comes in and closes the door after entering with a runner on first and no outs. So with that, we go into the bottom of the 8th inning. The score is still Firebirds 5, Braves 2. You're listening to the Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
College is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League and celebrate the students chasing their dreams on and
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
The Braves go to a new arm for the bottom of the 8th inning. The 4th pitcher of the game for the Bravos. It's Cam Seagraves, the right-hander out of North Carolina. He comes in for Matt Potok, who went an inning and a third, gave up just 1 hit, didn't give any runs. He walked no one and struck out 2. Seagraves out on the bump, has already made a few appearances this season. He has gone 5 1/3 over 3 outings with a 6.75 ERA. He's gone given up 4 walks. He struck at 8 as a whip of 1.5. Seagraves trying to keep this game where it is. His team down by 3 ahead of the top of the 9th, where Bourne will send the bottom of the order up. Cashel Duggar leads things off. He is 1 for 3 today with a single into center field. Seagraves, the right-hander, looks down to the pitch com and now home. From the wind, here's the first pitch. Swinging a high drive into right field. That moves Aloy back in. He makes the catch in the gap for out number 1.
Been pretty impressed by Kahio Aloy's defensive ability. You talk about a guy last season, or this most recent season rather, at Arkansas, where he didn't see much time as an outfielder. To be exact, only 1 game. Was designated hitter all year long, only 4 games for BYU as a first baseman. So he's been playing really well in the field, and that's a good thing to see, not only for the Braves, but also for his future with the Razorbacks.
And the thought is if Kahio Aloy can up his, or improve his fielding, then his draft stock can rise dramatically up towards potentially a top 10 player. Kyle Johnson stands in, or actually, it is a pinch hitter for the Firebirds, so Kyle Johnson stays done in his debut after going 0 for 3. It's Javar Williams. First pitch to the lefty, a called strike. Javar Williams has been one of the consistent faces for the Firebirds this season at the plate. He's played in 15 games, but hitting just 200. From the wide, here's the pitch. Big hack and a miss. So 2. Williams, if he can get on base as fast, he leads the Firebirds with 5 steals. His issue, though, has been strikeouts. He's got 13 of them this year and down 0-2 in the count. Seagraves winds and fires. Just outside on a fastball at 93. Wind really picking up, blowing in from center field as the right-hander winds and fires, misses low. Seagraves last pitched in Bourne's loss to Falmouth back on July 1st. He went 3 innings in that game and had his best outing of the summer. Didn't give up any hits or any runs. He walked 1 and struck out 4. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball towards second, an easy play for Cooney. He fires to Kojal at first, and it's 2 up, 2 down for the Firebirds.
From NC State, number 26, Luke Nixon.
Luke Nixon stands in. 1 for 3 today. They scored the first run of the game back in the bottom of the 3rd for the Firebirds after doubling down the first base line.
The spot of the 8th, still a pretty big inning for Orleans. If they can add insurance, it makes almost a sure thing that the Bourne Braves can't come back in the top of the 9th.
First pitch to Nixon misses low, and the count 1-0.
We've seen what this Bourne Braves team has been able to do in recent games, also at this Orleans ballpark. A 6-run inning yesterday, 5-run inning 2 days ago, and a go-ahead home run at the top of the 9th last time they were here.
The pitch outside on a fastball. 2-0.
I just don't think that a 3-run lead for Orleans is enough to feel safe.
Ethan Foley has been one of the best pitchers on the Cape, so if he heads back out, then there's got to be some confidence for the Firebirds. Seagraves winds and fires. Swing and a miss by Williams. The count 2-1. Williams out of Wake Forest. He's a native of Danbury, Connecticut. So another Connecticuter. The pitch. Big swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
Danbury not too far. I'm sure some of the guys on the Cape and for both sides here have went to play at the Danbury Westerners Stadium in the NECBL.
That's a very weird field. It's got maybe more awkward dimensions than this. Seagraves looks in to get out of the inning. Here's the 2-2. Called strike 3 on a fastball at the knees. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Cam Seagraves in the bottom of the 8th. And with that, we are into the 9th. It's 5-3 Firebirds, or 5-2 Firebirds. The Bravos send the bottom of the order up 7-8-9 and look to rally. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
We're into the top of the 9th inning. Braves down to their final 3 outs, and it's a new pitcher in for the Firebirds, the 7th arm of the day. That's a new record this season. I'm almost out of spots to write down pitchers on my scorebook. This time it's Steele Murdoch, the right-hander out of UC San Diego. He's a guy that the Braves are very familiar with. They've already faced him twice this season. Last when these teams last played, he went 2/3 of an inning, gave up a run on a walk and a strikeout. Faces off against 7-8-9. First pitch to the left-handed hitting Nick Groves. Misses upstairs on a fastball at 94. Murdoch on the season has had 6 appearances. He's got a 3.18 ERA. The wind in the pitch. Inside fastball at 95, 2-0. In 5 2/3, Murdoch has given up just 2 runs. Both are earned. He's walked only 1 and struck out 9, so a guy with great control. The pitch. That time a called strike on a fastball. One issue for Murdoch has been he's given up a good amount of hits, 6 of them in 5 2/3. Right-hander comes into the wind. Here it comes. Fastball called strike, that time 96, and it's 2-2. Ryan Cooney on deck. Jimmy Keenan in the hole for the Bravos, who trail by 3 here in the top of the 9th. Murdoch winds and deals. Swung on and grounded back up the middle. Moving in is the shortstop Iquez. He throws sidearm to first, and that's out number 1. Braves are down to their final 2 outs. It's Ryan Cooney who stands in. Jimmy Keenan stands on deck. These are the only 2 Braves who have scored runs today. Murdoch shakes off the first sign. Now comes into the wind, the pitch. This is low, 1-0. Kelly Nicholson giving instructions for his defense. It's an awkward shift. The second baseman Nixon's playing almost behind the bag. Everyone else straight up. The pitch, in for a strike. In right field, Potestio is playing all the way over towards the line, so there is a huge gap in right center. And by the way, Javar Williams is now playing in center. Murdoch gets his sign and comes set. Here's the pitch. Called strike off-speed outside part of the plate. And the count's 1-2. Cooney has already struck out once today, 10 times this season. Murdoch winds and fires. Swing and a miss on a ball that bounced off the plate. It's picked up by the catcher, Duggar. He sends it to first, and it's corralled by O'Shaughnessy. That's out number 2. The Braves are down to Jimmy Keenan, the final hope.
Really impressed with this Orleans Firebirds pitching staff right now. After that third inning, they've been essentially lights out. No more than 5 Braves reaching the batter's box. That's got to change now, though, and Keenan, who scored that first run, or second run, rather, for the Braves, is need to keep it alive.
First pitch to the former Firebird. In for a strike. Fastest of the day from Murdoch. That pitch at 97 miles an hour. Firebird pitcher bringing the heat. The right-hander looks in. Here's the wind of the pitch. Swing and a miss. Another fastball. That time 96. It's 0-2. Braves are down to their final strike. Firebirds fans starting to clap. Murdoch comes into the wind, the 0-2. Just inside. 1-2. The Braves' 4-game winning streak could come to an end here. Down by 3 in the top of the 9th. Murdoch takes a deep breath. And he steps off the back of the mound. It's actually a pitch clock violation against Murdoch. He's trying to say that he stepped off the mound, but no, the count is 2-2.
Having trouble with the pitch comm, saying he can't hear the signals in his ear.
The right-hander looks in. Here's the wind and the pitch. This is low and outside. They appeal to first, and Keenan did not go.
Keenan hardly moved the bat at all there.
The count full, and that pitch clock violation could be extra important here because of it. Keenan digs in. Crowd clapping. Here's the payoff. Upstairs, ball 4. And so that pitch clock violation now is definitely a factor in this game. And Bourne has the top of the order up. It's Riker Waite, who has reached 3 times today.
It's a huge difference. Murdoch can't let that affect him mentally, though.
2 hits and a hit by pitch. The pitch popped up sky high towards right center field. Javar Williams moves in, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Bourne's 4-game winning streak comes to an end at the hands of the Orleans Firebirds. The final from Eldridge Park, 5-2, Orleans with the win. Devon, today just not Bourne's day. The winning streak had to come to an end at some point, and it ends up being the night before the off day.
I think that's almost a silver lining to all of this, Adam. There's never a good time to have a loss, but it seems like you get a loss and you go into tomorrow with some rest is going to work well for the Braves. They were on that 4-game winning streak, and it can only last so long. But, you know, you reflect on this game, there's pitches you wish you could have had back on defense and swings you wish you could have had back on offense. Overall, I still think flashes of some really good baseball from the Bravos, but still a loss.
The Braves dropped tonight's game 5-2. This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. We thank you all so much for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Again, we are off tomorrow, but the Braves are back in action on Tuesday on the road for the first time this season at McKeon Park as the Bravos take on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. We thank you all so much for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. For our sideline reporter, Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, our producer, Gabriella Voccio, my broadcast partner, Devon Jarvis, I'm Adam Gotkin saying so long and have a great night.